Actually, that's the point. Are all of the balconies shut?
Yeah, I shut that one.
Fine. If they're not shut, you realise that you're next to the airport, and occasionally you just hear...
There's an airport by here?
Yeah, London City Airport. It's like literally less 200 metres away.
Is it like a fully functioning airport?
Yes.
I thought like just, and this is my like Welsh girl mentality, I thought it was just for like rich businessmen, private jets.
Predominantly for rich businessmen, but no, you can get EasyJet to like places like Geneva from there.
No way.
But the benefit is it's one of the only airports that's like a London airport that you can turn up and get on a plane within like 30 minutes. So you park, walk into the terminal and get on your plane within 30 minutes.
It's Cardiff Airport, that is.
Yeah.
You can't fly many places.
No, but it's...
Probably
this
smaller,
will be
yeah.
smaller. I don't think they've got big jets here. So this is all sort of...
Is it going to be a mission for me to get to Heathrow on Thursday?
No.
Just
tubes.
one tube or something like that, a train?
Yeah, there'll be... there is a train or tube that goes straight to Heathrow, so you might have to go in to go out. But,
go to Paddington and then get...
But there's quick things to Heathrow.
Cool, amazing.
So, yeah.
It's one thing that annoys me about London. It's like, get the Jubilee line and then get something else and then change here and do something else. I'm like, I just want to go somewhere easily.
Yeah.
It's meant to be like a easy place to get places, and it's not.
No, but that's because there's too many fucking options.
And no one's nice.
No.
So somebody nicked... I went towards a seat with a suitcase and a bag, and this woman just jumped in and took it off me.
What?
Yeah. You would not get that at home. People are just rude.
Go full on valleys on them and give them a...
yeah. What the fuck are you doing?
What I like is this is going to be in, just so you're aware. Great. So we're just starting with this.
The people will love it.
Yeah, just commit.
Just chat and shit.
I'm gonna introduce it now, and then we'll have an introduction like 5 minutes in, just as
okay.
As
me slagging off London City Airport and London people. No offence.
Well, no, they're north.
Perfect. Like Northerners.
And south of London. They're not actually Northern. They're from the Midlands, but.
Oh, I was in Derby loads a couple of years ago. I had an agency I was doing training with in Derby.
Do you agree it's the north?
East Mids.
Oh, fucking hell, she knows that's the Midlands.
I know my geography. When I was a recruiter, I covered the whole of the UK. I needed to know where places were.
So, right, we're going to get back to that. So, Not All CEOs Dicks podcast. Kate, many of you will know Kate. She's got her own, YouTube channel, LinkedIn Live, does consulting, lots of stuff.
They're probably like, we're fucking sick of her.
Yeah. We see her every fucking week. Let's start with your life in recruitment, because of course you sort of transitioned out of recruitment from the physical recruiting. So let's start with how you got into recruitment, and then we'll work our way.
Okay.
We will move forward.
We'll move forward logically.
Yeah. Well, nothing I do is logical, but
I was going to say
we will endeavour to stay on the rails, and then we'll derail occasionally. How did you get into recruitment as a starting point? Like
most people probably do. So I was working in a call centre for the AA, like insurance sales. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I just started doing well there. So I was like, I'll stay here. They put me on a bit of a management track type thing, and then we all got made redundant.
Right.
So I was literally on my day off, and one of my friends texted and was like, "Yeah, they're shutting down the Cardiff office." They didn't even ring us to tell us.
What, just surprise?
If you were in work, you found out. If you weren't, it was hearsay, basically.
What?
So I was trying to enjoy my day off of the week, and I was like, great, I've not got a job.
Fuck. Yeah.
I know. It was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, but I'm imagining in the moment was a sort of, I just evacuated
myself,
my bowels moment.
And it was like I was trying to enjoy a day off, and then that's all you can think about is work then. Yeah. So I thought, right, I'll be a personal trainer. So I signed up to a course, and I thought I'll just get a job to tide me over. Anything.
Yeah.
So applied for loads of recruitment jobs because there was loads out there. Yeah. Got a call from this director of an agency. Interview the next. It was all really fast. Come in for an interview, and I didn't know what recruitment was. Ultimately, at the time, I thought, I just get people jobs, which is is not what it is.
But quite a lot of people still believe that's what it is.
I know. So got the job. It's the first job I got offered, and I thought, I'll take it because I've got rent to pay, I need money.
And I guess at the time you were probably thinking it's a short-term thing anyway. So
I just thought time me over. The interview was insane.
Yeah.
So they are one of my clients now, by the way. Brilliant, amazing training we had to start us out for that point in time, which was unheard of, like 6 weeks of training.
Bloody hell.
But the interview process was. So there was loads of people from the AA, because we were all getting made redundant. It's like, hey! Yeah. We had one of the activities, we just had to get up and talk about your partner, tell them things about you. And I chose like really random things like, I won't wash my hands without putting hand cream on after, and I'm
Don't want
obsessed
them
with
to dry out,
popcorn.
that's fair enough.
And I got that partly made me stand out, so I thought that's good. And then they gave us a list of companies, and we had to ring and try and get as many hiring manager names as
So what
possible.
they're actually thinking is free filling out a CRM.
Yeah, basically.
Let's have 300 people interview for this.
But it was like panic stations, because I'd never done outbound before.
Yeah.
And we had to think on our feet, how are we going to get that manager's name, as many as we could. And we were all in the same room, crowded around this table with these phones. And I just was like, I'm just going to pretend
It's literally baptism of fire.
Yeah, I just pretended I was a student. I was doing my dissertation, needed the name to send to. And it was like, when I left that office, I was like, saction me, seriously.
What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, but got the job and then started it, and I absolutely loved it. Like, I loved it. And then I did the personal training course, which I fucking paid for, and then never did anything with it, and it was hard. The exams were hard.
Did you get your love of fitness from that, or did you
No, I was
already
already
have the love
into
of
it.
fitness?
Yeah, I was already into it, and I can't remember anything from it. I won't lie to you, I can't remember anything from it. But it was.
It's all on YouTube now, I'm told.
Yeah,
so just.
I still like sometimes crack it out. I'm like, yeah, I'm a level 3 personal trainer,
No.
but I've got my own personal trainer, so
Yeah.
I don't remember it. But yeah, I didn't want to leave it. I loved it. I was like, this is me now. I'm done. This is what I want to do.
That's my career.
Yeah.
I was just making sure the cameras were right.
I thought you were posing for a photo.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, photo
Strike
time.
a pose.
Yeah.
And how long did you do the physical recruitment bit, as in
Being a consultant, yeah.
like
So
the filling of jobs bit?
seven and a half, maybe 8. No, wait there. 8 years, I think.
Christ, so quite a decent period of time then.
Yeah, so I was in the first agency I went to for a year and a half, I think. And then, or maybe a year. And then I went to the next agency where I was with the rest of my career.
Fine.
I was there for...
That was your home?
Oh, yeah. Like that, once I joined there, and that ultimately, if I hadn't have worked for that agency, and because the consultants in that agency, we were like top. They'd win awards for being like. I mean, it was, and I learned from the best, and they're very high standards. And ultimately, I wouldn't be the trainer I am now, and the coach.
Gave you the framework of what you should or shouldn't be doing.
Oh yeah, and it was insane amount of work. It was baptism of fire when I joined that agency. I thought,
I
my God.
Most of the good ones are, I think, where people are spoon-fed at the beginning, they tend to end up a bit mediocre. Whereas if people are told, right, here are the basics, but get on with it and learn from the good people, you sink or swim, don't you?
We all worked from home as well from the get-go. This is way before COVID.
Oh, was this...
So I got this job thinking I think I was 23. Yeah, 23. Yeah, I get to work from home. I get a company car. I get to meet all my candidates. And I was wild back then. I had half my head shaved, red hair, nose piercing, and they were quite, you need to, basically told me I need to change my appearance, essentially.
Tone it down.
Tone it down.
Let the hair grow back.
I had to wear thick tights all year round because I've got tattoos on my legs. It was
You just couldn't see them and...
No, absolutely not. It was like very, but I just thought, whoa, I got all this freedom because I don't like being told what to do, surprisingly.
But I guess that parameter, if it gave lots of other freedoms, you're like, I can cope with that.
Yeah, I thought, and maybe times grow up, maybe. But just to clarify, I'm probably more immature now than I was at that age.
Yeah, I'm definitely regressing. I'm the same child as I was when I was a kid. I just have a larger budget now. That's the only difference. And
scarily more responsibility.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Yeah, but I'm just encouraging my kids to be terrible now, and then that allows me the window to still be terrible.
Yeah, so, I just do it to my nieces and nephew, and I can walk away and be like, bye.
Yeah, have as much sugar as you can.
Yeah, I'll see you later. But so I literally went up to Scotland, picked my car up, my laptop. We all had support consultants that did like basically, they made it so us consultants could do the money-making activities. Right. So we had a support consultant that did like admin, booking in our interviews.
Oh, nice. So you would just sell, basically.
Yeah, basically. It was a really good framework. And so I got to sit with her for a couple of days, watched what she was doing, which was irrelevant to me because she wasn't doing my job. Drove to Manchester from Scotland to spend a couple of days with my new manager, which was like a wild couple of days because we were so busy. It was like, oh my God, I'd never experienced busyness like it in my life. and then drove back home to Wales, and it was like, okay, off I go. And they worked differently. So I was used to client ownership.
Yeah.
They did candidate ownership. So I'm thinking I'm being super productive, start buzzing all these candidates, blocking for jobs, and I'm getting screamed at down the phone like, what are you doing?
Hogging it all, sort of thing.
Yeah, fucking it all up, basically. Just learnt that way, essentially. So a couple of months, it was really hard.
Yeah.
But I came back after the Christmas break, and I was just like, I'd grown so much as a consultant, and I was like, super resilient, like
it clicked.
Yeah, like I knew what I needed to do, and then I got so many great opportunities there. Ultimately, I got to run a division at the end of the day, and they literally gave it to me and was like, "Do what you want with it."
So just
build a graduate division. Somebody was doing it before. This is what they've left: marketing materials, all that stuff. I literally got to redesign everything. Go and build all relationships with the unis.
So it's almost like you're building an agency within an agency at that point.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. Loved it. Like, it was a very high risk thing to do. It was make or break for me, really. Yeah. But I loved it, and it was my life, basically, which had its cons. I've learnt the hard way, but yeah.
Yeah, but when you learn the hard way, you learn the lessons, and you tend not to repeat the mistake. Well, actually, no, I've made the same mistakes consistently.
I'm great at giving the people I train good advice.
Yeah,
but I'm openly will admit, by the way, I don't do this myself.
Yeah, this is why I've started to surround myself with other people that kick me when I'm like, don't do that again, Alex. I'm like, okay, sorry.
I will.
Yeah. Yeah. Accountability. No, some of the mistakes I keep making, I'm learning from, but slowly.
It's
and
the
really
overworking I don't.
Work.
Yeah. It was. I think I had in my mind when I was younger, the more you work, the more money you'll earn.
Yeah.
And the bad thing is that you almost get that proven.
Yeah. Well,
so you keep doing it.
There is definitely a correlation, certainly in the early days. I think there is definitely a correlation when you start out that you do have to graft
and you do. You do.
And the trouble is you do, but then there's a whole generation of people that are being taught, you turn up and you're going to be a millionaire within the first 8 seconds. It's like, no.
Not going to happen.
You graft, you learn what you do, you get really bloody good at it, and then you earn good money, and that's the journey to doing well. But everyone wants to shortcut it, and it's a shame. And the trouble is, there's loads of businesses out there, rec-to-rec businesses, and businesses bringing on trainees that want the best people, so they tell them they're going to have 80 grand in their first 6 months. It's like, you're not.
No, and people that come to me and ask me, I'm honest, and I'll say, unless you're going to a warm desk where everything's waiting for you, it's not going to happen. And quite often I'll say, if I'm training a group of trainees and I ever get like, oh, this is really difficult or whatever, which ultimately they are going to say, because when they realise the reality of it, I've told them that day one, but they have to experience it to believe it, is I'll say, look, did you join recruitment thinking it would be a piece of piss? And ultimately a lot of them, most of them hopefully say no. Yeah. So, well, this is what hard feels like. This is hard.
But what's easy that's worth having?
Well, so if you want easy, don't be in recruitment.
Well, I always tell people, go stack shelves in Tesco's or whatever, because if you're not good in recruitment, you're not going to earn much more than doing that, and you don't have any.
Pretty much any job stress. You do now, even stacking shelves in Tesco, you'll have targets.
What, KPIs?
Yeah. But you can't. I think there's some people in life that there's no right or wrong. It's just you're not. There's certain jobs that suit certain people.
Yeah.
Personally, with all the behavioural stuff I do, I know that anyone can do any job. They're just going to do it differently. Got to appreciate the differences in people. So it does my head in when agencies like, we need Wolf of Wall Street salespeople. Okay, do you want to see?
Most of them do though. They cookie cutter. They go, I've got this person who's doing really well. Let's have another one of them. Let's turn everyone into that. But if that person doesn't fit that mould, they're going to fail or leave. And that's the thing that I think is the nuance that people understand as they get better at doing it, that everyone does it differently.
And that's fine.
There is no perfect thing. It's about bringing the best out of the individuals.
And complementing each other.
And getting the right, bits. There's elements of recruitment that everyone has to do.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to do well just sitting waiting for the phone to ring. You're not going to do well chucking up an ad and hoping for the best. Like, there is behaviours that you have to do well. But how you do them, how you build relationships, how, like, the way you communicate. Like me and you get on well because we both have a
Do
potty
we?
mouth.
I secretly really don't like you.
All right, fuck off. Yeah. We both got a potty mouth. We say it as it is,
Yeah.
and we've sort of become kindred
Dry
spirits in that
humour.
regard. Yeah, exactly. But that wouldn't work with some other people. There's
No.
going to be people where that approach would be rejected completely. I think again, it's the confidence that you get with experience of you're not going to be getting on with everyone.
No.
Not everyone's going to be your biggest client. Not everyone's going to be your best client. But the ones that you work on that you get on well with, that you actually almost build. Well, often you do build friendships with.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Those are those clients that are going to be there with you forever. That are going to help you go from being that person who has to work ridiculously hard to suddenly you have a few of those. Suddenly now you're able to not take your foot off the gas, but you're able to get a far quicker rate from finding, because you know them inside out.
You know what they like.
Want. So rather than you sending them 20 people, you send them 2 people and say, you're going to choose this
I'd
one, but I'll give
sometimes
you a point of
send
comparison.
and with my clients, they knew if standards were really important in the agency anyway, right? So we'd never send that more than 3, right? That was it. But I got the I suppose a reputation and the relationship with some of my clients where I could ring and I'd say, and they might even have a job, but you know, if they did, either way, look, because we used to meet our candidates face to face. We had to, every single candidate. Yeah, that's why I was on the road all the time. Watch that, Mike.
Yeah.
So I might ring and say, look, I've just met this girl or this boy, or well, they were adults, so but and they're great, and they will fit in with because you like this and they like that, and you just know you can. It's like putting that puzzle together, isn't it? And I used to love that. I'd meet somebody and I would know the company straight away they suited. I'd be like, oh my god, they'd be great for.
Yeah, but that's
GSK
when you're working smart, though, isn't it? Because you're just sat there going, right, that's that, right, done. Like you're not spending 3 weeks trying to find that person something. You're just going, I know you fit for that. Put them together, but that's what comes from the last chap I was speaking to. We're talking about niche. Like having a niche, and I think that's part of the thing that comes from that. You can't do that across infinite possibilities.
And we had a very, I was graduates or trainees, didn't have to be grads, they could be any age.
Yeah.
Basically, no people that hadn't done it before, putting them in pharmaceutical sales roles.
Yeah.
So it's very specific. And then you even had the therapy areas within that as well. But for the grads, it didn't matter because they didn't need...
Well, I guess they'll point them in the relevant direction.
It was more about, where they would fit. But they had no sales experience. So I had to coach them in all of that and get their confidence built up and boost them. And I was like a bloody mother to some of these people. Yeah. I'm still friendly with some of my candidates now, like genuine friends.
Well, some of mine were at my wedding.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
But there are some that you just click with and you just have that relationship and it just works.
Sometimes they'll say, can you prep me for my I'm not doing it anymore, I'm a trainer, but can you help me prep for my interview? And it's the nicest feeling.
Yeah, but you do find yourself still helping. That's the thing.
I know, can't help it.
Sasha, can you just check the cameras are still happy? Cool. The only thing I'm concerned about is this overheating thing is really fucking weird. So loved recruitment. Mm-hmm. Clearly did well at it. Mm-hmm. Cool area as well.
Yeah.
So we've just started going into pharma and biotech recently, and honestly, the satisfaction in it is way higher than a lot of other areas because it's interesting. We're early stages biotech, so it's people coming up with new drugs and the validation and basically the making sure people aren't getting maimed is the easiest way of describing it in the background, and then all of the clinical stuff around that. And like finding out about all these drugs that are coming to the market, well, hopefully will come to the market, and their process and how they go through it. I'm finding way more interesting than I found most other areas, to be honest. And you were, of course, almost the complete opposite end of it. It's regulatory approval. They're now big businesses
and
come
the
in
NHS is so complex.
The frameworks are nuts.
Oh my god, I used to learn so much from the candidates, but and I used to be openly honest. Like some of the stuff that they'd say they needed from the clients. If I was qualifying, I'd be honest sometimes, be like, that is like gone over my layman's terms, like
what the
fuck have you just said? Yeah. But it was great because I was doing most of my time it was with the entry level, so they only needed that entry level knowledge. Yeah. But it was just so... And actually, I was still working for them during COVID. So that was really interesting because we had a couple of quiet months, maybe 1 month, and then it kicked off again because a lot of our clients did respiratory drugs. So everyone was overprescribing. So everyone was
just going nuts.
So although I wasn't making the same money as before, I still had something... I mean...
Yeah, you were busy.
My experience of lockdown, I was in my office constantly. All my friends were out sunbathing in the nice weather. I was Casper in my house.
Yeah.
I worked flat out, and I was prepping. They didn't know this. I was prepping to leave.
Fine.
I was building up. Couldn't start the business till I finished. I didn't want to risk losing bonus.
Yeah.
But I was doing my business plan. I was sorting everything out, ready to go. October was my hand-in notice date. October 2020.
Because what was the thing that made you, I guess, want to transition? What was that moment in your mind that went, actually, I think I need to do this way?
Okay, so I remember. So this must have been. It would have been 2018, wouldn't it? So I met up with my manager. He had family close to me, so we did our January meetup in Porthcawl, which is a seaside town by me. I don't know why I'm telling you that. You don't need to know that information. And I remember saying, he was like, right, what do you want to get from this year? And I was like, I want to be top biller in the company.
Yeah.
And he was being realistic ultimately, but he was like, look, you're running the graduate academy. So my figure, most of my candidates were going into 12-month long-term contracts because we were a CSO.
Yeah.
And biggest fee I had really was $8,000 a pop.
Yeah.
Whereas
I guess they're starting out. They're not
starting out.
300 grand.
Yeah. So my colleagues were all doing the mid to senior level roles, so much bigger fees. So he was like, look, realistically, that probably wouldn't happen, Kate. And I was like, I want to do it.
You
I want to do it.
4 for their every one sort of thing.
But my thing was, obviously, I was motivated by the bonuses that would come with. But for me, it was, we had a Christmas do every year where we had awards. And I am super motivated by a nice medal or something. So I wanted that accolade of them announcing me as top biller. They didn't call it top biller, highest billing consultant.
Yeah.
Going on stage, everyone clapping me, getting a nice check, and just the reward of it. That's what I wanted. So I busted a gut all year with this huge build with GSK, massive. I couldn't even tell you how many jobs I had. I was working like 7 a.m. till 9 o'clock at night. They didn't tell me to, but I was so motivated. Like we had these spreadsheets every month, and I'd work out, right, if I want a 10 grand bonus this month, this is how many people I got to place, and I was doing it. And I bought my house I'm in now at the time. Not a second home as an additional property, but a new house, needed work doing. So I was just in the zone, and basically, I won it.
Yeah, nice.
So 389 grand build.
Yeah, decent.
And so I was buzzing. I was like, Christmas do, baby. I'm getting that award. And I don't know the ins and outs of what happened, but essentially some people weren't happy about it.
Fine.
And they cancelled the awards.
What?
Yeah.
So you'd set your sights on it.
I still got behind closed doors a well done and the check.
But you didn't get your moment that you were working towards.
And they lost me by that point.
Well, that was just
done.
flick of the switch.
Oh, I was really upset.
Yeah.
Like, I don't cry that often, but when my colleague rang me to tell me the goss about it, and she was a friend, I burst into tears. I just worked my arse off.
Yeah, but I guess you'd fixated on that thing that was the thing that was driving you, and actually it had been ripped away.
And after that, I was done. And then, so I made the decision, and then January 2019... I just got so unhappy and stressed and overworked, and it was not all their fault. It's partly me. I was coming back from meetings in Scotland, and I had a panic attack in Edinburgh Airport, and that was the icing on the cake. I was like, I can't do this shit anymore. Yeah,
your body's telling you something.
My body is telling me, get out. And then COVID happened, and I thought, I'm not changing my plans.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. And then I just got through COVID really fed up. I mean, I think at one point, when I look back now, I do wonder I wasn't sacked, because I told my boss, because everyone was annoying me, like, you're all dead to me, don't ever speak to me again. Just let me make you loads of money and leave me alone. Because I knew I was going, I was so fed up.
Machine. I'll just.
And he was like, okay. I feel, honestly, when I look back now, I was a nightmare to manage at that point.
Yeah, but because you were out. Unfortunately, once you're done, you're done.
I was done.
That's what you can do then.
But I have such amazing memories from working there. We had the best trips, the best, I learned so much from every single person. It was just an amazing experience, and I would not be doing what I'm doing now. I wouldn't have learned all those lessons. I wouldn't have the knowledge I've got now, the experience. I just wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now if I hadn't gone there.
It sounds like, it was a traumatic path in, but one that worked out for the best.
Yeah, I've got PTSD, but
Just start twitching when you talk about it.
But this is, I think, as a business owner, when you've got staff, you have got to think about these things, because I was one of their best consultants in terms of work ethic, not just money. You know, I would have done anything for them.
What are we trying to attract? We're not trying to attract the worst people from a business. We're trying to attract the people who are sat there going, I'm pissed off about something.
If they'd have just
they
given
want
me...
more flexibility, want more money. That's the only reasons.
If they'd have just let me go up on that stage and given me... They could have scrapped the cheque. They could have just given me a plastic medal from eBay. I would have been buzzing.
And a high five.
Yeah, I would have been over the moon. But I would have stayed.
But that's the thing is people forget that one of the tricks is understanding what motivates people, and if you don't understand the thing that motivates them, it's impossible to
I think they thought the money will be enough.
Yeah, but every sales environment thinks that. Everyone thinks that the money's enough, but then it can't be enough because people will take big pay cuts and stuff to do things a different way.
I know. Well, so, I did. You know, setting my business up.
Well, you went from decent money to
like 100 grand a year to not that. Let me tell you. So I'm still not now, but. I feel
you're more fulfilled.
I know it sounds really cringe, but it is so true. I do feel richer.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel like I've got more money.
Well, and a lot happier with it as well.
I'm on a 4-day week. I'm loving life.
You do a 4-day week?
Yeah. I've done a 4-day week for just over a year now.
I think I'd panic if I did that.
I did at first, but it is...
Did you feel naughty? Did you feel like you were skiving?
My first Friday, I was there watching like the news in my dressing gown with my big mug of coffee on a Friday, and I was like, I feel like I'm like... mitching off or something. But I had my best year last year.
Yeah. So actually didn't affect you in any way.
I did worry. I thought, and I actually pre-booked in my diary time off, whereas before I wasn't really having time off.
Force yourself to.
So I had 2 weeks off for Easter. If you don't have kids, don't take the Easter break off on the Easter holidays. It was the biggest mistake in my life. Yeah, so I won't be doing that again.
Expensive and busy.
Full of kids everywhere, so I won't be doing that again. I just pre-booked. I had good holiday time last year. I did things to reward myself, to celebrate the successes, because I don't do that naturally.
That's my biggest mistake, is that. So last year, I think I had a week off.
That's insane.
Year. And I
bet that wasn't even in one go.
No, so I did 4 days was the longest I did in one go. And the moment that I realised that it was a fuck up was my son, who was COVID baby, so born Feb, the year of 2020. He is going to school next year. I was like, fuck. Like, we haven't done much. Admittedly,
I don't know who he
the
is.
world was locked down for a large chunk of that. So a large portion of that wasn't necessarily our fault. But it's like, hang on a minute. He's now not a baby anymore. He's now going to school.
Yeah.
He still seems like a baby because he behaves like a little shit half the time. But it's that moment of shit. Like,
I know.
They're not going to be, because for me it's all to do with my kids really, and they're not going to be young for long. And if I don't do stuff with them, what's the point? And
you don't get it back.
But I don't do it naturally. That's the thing. My wife is always mega annoyed at me because I'm still mentally in that zone you're in before, where it's like, no, I've got work. If I don't,
I'm still there, but I've got the awareness of it, and I'm better at sometimes. Yeah, but I still do slip up. I really do, and ultimately it comes from a place where I love working, and I really enjoy getting to the end of the week and being absolutely exhausted. And knowing I have worked so hard this week.
You've achieved stuff.
It's like if I come out the gym and I'm not aching the next day or the day after, I'm like, didn't do enough.
See, that's where me and you digress.
Yeah, that's where we are different people.
I'll sit on my Peloton. I'll do a half-hour spin class a day because it gives me my vitality points, which keeps my health insurance cheap. That's the only reason I do it.
Seriously?
That's literally the only reason I do it. But it's justification enough, given that I now need it.
Well, it's better than doing nothing.
Yeah, but half an hour a day spin class, burn 600 calories, sweat a bit, be a bit miserable, and then go and sit down and do work again, wondering why I did it. But I've had to put my bike in next to my desk, because otherwise I wouldn't do it. So it's in my view
that is hysterical.
All day, every day. So the camera, screen here, camera here, the desk ends, Peloton. And it's not exactly a discrete bike because it's got a fucking
massive screen on it.
So I try and do 5 days a week.
The gym is the one thing that gets me away from my desk. So don't get me wrong. I have to put it in my diary.
Yeah.
And even then, I'm like, just one more email, just one more thing, just one more thing. And then I'll go and I get an hour and a half, because that's how long my bloody sessions are at the moment. I can't think of anything else but staying alive during these sessions. So I can't think about work. I put my phone on, my phone stays on.
Is it always with the trainer, or is it just following?
No, he puts my sessions on an app. He might be in the gym sometimes, but I go, crack on. Oh, I'm not social in that gym. No, rest in bitch face, 24. Oh, no one come near me.
Yeah.
It's like, get in, get it done, get out.
An hour and a half.
Yeah. Get
often?
back 4 days a week.
An hour and a half.
Yep. At that minimum. And then
I
get
work
home.
Up to that.
I get home, and sometimes, and this is quite bad, I'm so like, I've got to get back to my desk. I won't even shower. I'll go back. I won't shower till after work. I've got to get back and do all this stuff. But it's that, the only way I can describe it is I have a constant fire burning inside of me.
Yeah.
Motivation levels and the drive is through the roof.
Yeah, that's probably what carried you through so strongly in recruitment.
Yeah.
In the early bits.
Wouldn't get let any. I don't take. A lot of people will know that the agencies I'm trying to crack into at the moment, I don't take no for an answer.
Oh, just go. Is that why
I'm not.
This is why I'm getting all these emails. Is this your way? Is this part of it? You're coming on the podcast as like subliminal messages. Yeah,
but like to the point where I went out for Mother's Day in a local pub recently, and there's an agency local to me, and I've only spoke to the director for 10 minutes about a year and a half ago, and they were there. And we bumped into each other by the toilet, and they were like, oh, speaking like we know each other, because I make sure I'm everywhere. And I don't give up. They don't respond to a lot of my messages, but I'm not giving up.
Just, full pester.
If I believe there's a need for me and I can add value, and we've got shared values, I don't give up.
Yeah, but that's doing it right, because you've understood what they need and you've understood their values and all of that sort of stuff. Most people, certainly on LinkedIn, you probably have it yourself, you as a business owner. How many sales emails do you get a fucking day?
Do you want to make £1 million a day as a coach? If the answer to that is yes, get in touch.
I got one saying that I should follow this course because I'm an entrepreneurial woman the other day. I was like, fucking hell. Like, either this targeting is bad or my moves have got way bigger than I thought. One or the other.
I had a WhatsApp call from some random number the other day, and I was like, oh, I'll answer it. Like, I'm always intrigued. Yeah. And I think they were in China or somewhere. I don't know where they were, rack to rack, trying to pitch to me a part-time recruitment consultant job. And I was like, oh, sorry, love, but I've got my own recruitment business. Like, I'm a coach and a trainer in recruitment. Oh, it's fine. You can manage it part-time around a business. It's very flexible. Very flexible hours, work from home. I was like, no, I don't think you understand. I've had another text about it since. They just won't let it go. Yeah. I take my hat off to them, but...
Yeah, but I commit to those. If people, whenever I get those, I'm like, how much? And they give me a number. I'm like, maybe 30 times that we might talk. And the response is, we've got roles at that level. Like, okay.
But it's just funny, like, it's fine. You can manage it around what you're doing now.
One, I told I want £1 million base, right? Just thought, fuck it. Let's see.
What did they say?
Yeah, no, we've got clients that pay that. Like, do you fuck? Of course you bloody
I'd be like, right, dissolving the business tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Sasha, you're gone. The business is over. I'm taking my £1 million base. Yeah. No targets. That was my other thing. £1 million base, no targets.
Well, I went back and said, but if you're looking for a trainer, I'm your gal.
Yeah.
Completely ignored it and came back with...
Free holiday to China.
No, it is flexible. You can manage it around your business.
Just stayed on task.
On task. Completely didn't get the joke. Just, so... But what were we even talking about?
Fuck knows.
I've just completely lost my train of thought.
Probably. Well, let's segue onto your training. You're not allowed to sell, but in terms of ethos of training...
Yeah.
I know I'm fiddling with the mic.
No, you're distracting me.
Well, I apologise. So, in your ethos of training, is it... Like, what level do you train? Do you train trainees? Or is it transforming the business? Because me and you have spoken about lots of shit, but weirdly, we've never really spoken about your work.
Yeah, I know.
Because we just talk about random
shit
the whole time.
Yeah. So my sweet spot is trainees.
Fine. So similar to what you would effectively do.
Yeah. Please. Honestly, give me a group of people that have never done recruitment before. I'm all over it.
Fine.
And I get them up to speed in good time. It's not rushed, but they are high quality, ethical. I've got high standards at the end of the day, recruiters, but I teach them to be themselves, to be comfortable in their own skin, the confidence levels, so that mindset stuff is tackled, because I've struggled with that myself, I still do. So it's well-rounded training. It's not just
here's a phone,
here's a phone,
script,
and I teach them processes that are easy to understand. And because I do the behavioural stuff, I really do make them feel understood and tap into each individual. So it's tailored. But then I work with really people in their early years, whatever you class that as. Some people might have been in recruitment for 5 years and never had a day of training.
Yeah.
So I've got basically it's people with limited training.
Yeah.
Basically, when it gets to more experience levels, that's when I go in more with my coaching hat on.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, a lot of the time, it's not a knowledge gap.
No.
It's, again, mindset, confidence, and that as well, do full coaching. And then that's what I quite often end up doing if I do any work with I always get very close to the owners of the business and the managers and support them in managing the people, because some of them are billing.
Yeah.
And they're really busy and they're stressed and they don't like training or they're not confident in training.
Well, often they don't necessarily even want to be managers.
They
just
don't even that.
There.
So, I've helped with some managers, just help them understand the people they're managing better to get more out of them so there's less conflict.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about they're arguing, but, there's you get a bit of blocks sometimes with people.
Yeah.
So really, I end up working with everyone in the business, but what I love doing and what I know I'm good at is people that are brand new to recruitment. It doesn't faze me at all. Like, you could give me 10 trainees and be like, right, we
just go nuts.
Yeah, I just love it. I love it because I love getting them into an industry that I think is fucking amazing, and we get such a bad rep.
Well, yeah, but that's because everyone thinks we're fucking scumbags, and the trouble is
they don't get how intricate it is.
Loads of people are scumbags in our world, and unfortunately, some of them are quite vocal. So it does ruin it for the rest of us, which is why people who aren't scumbags have to become a bit more vocal. And the better behaviours of recruiters and the more professional element of it needs to be at the forefront, rather than it just be all about knobheads reenacting the Wolf of Wall Street.
I won't work with clients like that. And even if I've started working with somebody and I notice things that I don't like, I will complete the work, but I won't go back.
Yeah,
and I have turned away a year's worth of business because I didn't like how the consultants were being treated.
Yeah, and that's to a degree where we've come into it, because what we've looked at as broken in the industry is how a lot of businesses are treating their consultants. That sort of just constant driving of pointless KPIs. I'm not arguing that all KPIs are pointless, but there are pointless KPIs.
I had no KPIs in that agency I was with.
Well, we have none.
None.
We have none, because we try and breed an understanding of what's expected from before people start, and they set our expectations. We don't, because we are hiring experienced people, so they tell us what they think they will be able to do based on what they've done before. There are expectations set. So as long as they have the wherewithal to do that, and if they've got a fair amount of experience, which our lot do, they know how to do it. They've told us what they want to do, so we give them the freedom to get on with it. And it's more about trying to empower and all of that sort of stuff.
We
don't
were
get it
given
right
that
the whole time. Like
we just left to get on with it. We'd do a threshold to bill every month if you wanted your commission, but no KPIs, didn't get checked up on really. I mean, I honestly went. I could go maybe a week sometimes without speaking to my manager. They. As long as you were making the money, it was. Do what they. Honestly, I could go and get my nails done in the day as long as I was billing.
That's the thing, because
they trusted me that I was getting what I needed done.
I still think your nails, though. I still don't understand how you type and stuff.
I was really pissing people off on the train.
Typing with that bit of it.
I'm really conscious. So, I got on the train and it was really full, so I had to sit next to somebody. I try and stay away normally. Just got my laptop out and I started tapping, and I could see the woman next to me giving me e-fills, and I was like, "Do you know what? I've got work to do, love. So you're just gonna have to deal with it." Yeah, and it's like
you've got really discreet with them this time as well.
Do you think?
Yeah. No, I'm being sarcastic.
Oh right, these are my holiday nails. I'm going on holiday.
Under the light, they are literally luminous.
Yeah. Sometimes I go with my branding colours, and then sometimes I go a bit wild.
So my branding's orange.
I wouldn't have
I'm
orange.
Mega committed to orange, so I'll have an orange watch strap, and one of these will always be orange. But yeah, that's about as far as I can go. Although hoodies,
you need orange hoodies.
Orange hoodies.
I reckon you just go all out and go orange hoodie, orange t-shirt, orange trainers, orange trousers, and get a spray tan.
I've got a pair of trainers with orange on them that are here. Fill
your boots. Wear them tomorrow.
Yeah.
Got to commit to it. Look at black Black's my. I've changed my branding colours now.
Bit that's orange, so it's not like mega orange.
That's a poor effort.
Yeah, I know, but you start to look like a fucking weirdo if you go full orange.
But people remember you. It's memorable.
I've got a surname Dick. People remember me anyway. And I'm a bit fucking weird, as you know. So people...
Yeah.
I don't... Like, as you've said...
You should get something like that on the hoodie.
You talked about me with people that I've only spoken to once.
Who?
That bloke from Team.
Andy Dunn?
Yeah, and you said before your talk, or I came on...
Yeah, we were talking about you.
Yeah, you were talking about me. I've only spoken to him once.
He must be a memorable character.
Well, it's just because apparently I kept fucking swearing the whole time.
No surprise.
I don't think I was swearing that much on my call with him.
I think that when you are naturally a swearer, you don't notice it. So I think it's a regional thing sometimes as well. So I'm not saying that we're all potty mouths in Wales, but we definitely swear more than other places. And you just don't notice it.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely don't notice it. And then sometimes when people highlight it to you, you think like, oh, yeah, I do actually. But I warn people I train.
But outside of work, I don't swear. At all.
Are you doing it to show off?
Maybe.
Do you remember when you were a kid? You used to swear on purpose?
It makes me look big and clever.
It makes you look cool.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. But yeah, in normal life, I don't swear.
I mean, I'm quite bad. In front of my nieces and nephew, like sometimes I do swear.
Oh, one of my daughter, one of her first words was shit.
It's funny though, isn't it?
Because she would hear us say sit to the dog, and then Claudia dropped something, my wife dropped something and said, oh shit. And then for about 3 weeks, my daughter, who couldn't talk other than say, oh shit. So she just walked around going, oh shit.
But it's,
oh shit.
It's too funny to not laugh.
No, but you can't laugh because then you're reinforcing that it's good.
I know.
And then it's a nightmare.
I know.
Some of the stuff my kids come out with, I want to cry. So the other day... Fine. Well, we'll pick up the pace. So the other day... No, because I don't think it'll work. We'll just wrap it up quick. What?
Oh, we've been talking for that long.
Yeah. So literally, my daughter, we're going on the motorway. Somebody cuts us up. We go past them. My daughter, as we're going past, goes at the window. Thankfully, the windows are tinted, so she couldn't see him. But we notice, and we go, "What the fuck are you doing?" She goes, well, they were an idiot, so I'm giving them the finger.
Did you say to her, what the fuck are you doing?
She's 7. She's 7, yeah, but I was crying with laughter.
That is hilarious.
But, like, stifling it. And yeah, I was like, where did you learn that? I think she saw one of her friends do it.
That's what happens.
But yeah, there was a moment. So, yeah. Right, we're going to ask the quick 2 questions.
Okay.
1 question, because if it dies, then we've got it, and then we can carry on and edit it backwards.
Cool.
So... if you could change one thing in the world, point to ponder, what would it be? Or if you could have one positive impact on the world, what would that be?
Okay.
It's
quite a deep... I'm going to go deep.
Especially with how fucking random I am. First answer was religion. The person would change religion. That was
Well, no, mine is a little bit related to this,
That's fine, go for it.
So I am quite a spiritual person.
Fine.
And I do...
imaginary friends level or not?
What do you mean by imaginary friends?
Some people have an imaginary friend called Jesus.
No, my belief... I believe Jesus was real.
Yeah, but historically...
I believe that God is not an external thing. You are your own God. You create your own reality.
Yeah.
If I could change one thing, I would love for everyone to realise that you're not a victim of your own life. You can control everything.
Yes.
You can create your own reality. And ultimately your thoughts affect your feelings affect your behaviour. Behaviour then, So I think I package it differently, but that is what I try and get the people I work with to realise, because your thoughts are not you.
Yeah.
And I've experienced it myself where you can get yourself into a lot of trouble when you let that side run away.
Take over.
So I wish that if I could change one thing, it would be for people to be more connected to who they really are.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are living a totally unconscious life.
Oh, yeah. Just
completely
wafting through.
Yeah, just letting things happen. Oh, God, I can't control. You can. And even some of the things that are really challenging and difficult to go through, you can navigate by
nothing's
having...
impossible.
Yes, exactly.
I gave an example to someone recently. I was like, you take two depressed people, both, let's call them identical people for the purposes of this, both with exactly the same depression, both with exactly the same thing. One, you tell that they have to sit there and do nothing and be miserable. And one, you tell you have to get on with it and act as though you don't have it. Who's going to get better quicker?
Well, this is a whole nother subject in itself, but also, I personally don't believe that even pharmaceutical drugs are needed.
Well, there's many studies that show that
epigenetics and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I've looked a lot into it. So if I got asked now to go back and work and recruit for the pharmaceutical industry, it's not that I'm dead against it, but I probably wouldn't, because I've got different beliefs and things now. But I find it all fascinating, all that stuff. Like I listen to podcasts, read books, and learn more about it. Now, I don't expect people to be as interested in it as me, but I just would love people to be more conscious, more present.
I know a lot of people who've been told they've got 6 months to live who are still alive. There's one lady, 21 years later, and she's still terminal. Like, her cancer hasn't gone away. She still technically should have been dead a long time ago. But she says she's only alive because she knows her oncologist hates her. So she makes sure she stays alive just to go back and
if you
annoy him.
believe in it that strongly, your body doesn't know what's real and what's not.
Well, my gran was told she had, I think, I don't know how long, but she had pretty bad cancer, refused treatment. She did not die until my grandfather died. So my grandfather passed away of a broken leg, pretty messed up. Grandmother went into a coma and died within 20-something days of that, but was perfectly healthy up to that point. Well, not perfectly healthy. She had cancer and was pretty poorly, but she wouldn't. She was
alive. Yeah, exactly. My coach, he got diagnosed with bowel cancer, and he is really big on like mindset management, all of that stuff. Not spiritual, but all of that stuff. He all through his chemo was still in the gym. You wouldn't have known. I mean, his body changed slightly. Still in the gym, still training. He had his last operation October last year. He got told, you need 3 to 6 months off the gym. Don't do this, don't do that. He's doing his first High Rocks comp with me in a month in Malaga. He's gone back to training.
Pretty mental.
Yeah, it was mental. But I fucking love it.
Yeah.
We did a simulation on Sunday, a practice run through, and I've shaved 7 minutes off my time, which I'm fucking chuffed with. 7 minutes. That's all through the training I've been doing. But I love it because I like things that most people can't do.
Yeah.
Because I like the fact that I can do them.
Well, it's a bit like back to that, I want that medal.
Yeah.
I want to be billing more than everyone else.
Against the odds.
Is it still alive?
No, this one's just died.
Dead.
It's hot. It isn't even hot.
Is that camera still on? We can keep talking and we'll just go. We'll just put a disclaimer. One camera fucking died. It's weird because this room isn't hot. But
no, I was going to say.
It doesn't feel hot.
No.
You're on 48 minutes anyway.
Fine. Well, we kind of have wrapped it up in a roundabout way. And I even, first person, I actually let them talk about what they actually do. Normally I'm like, I don't let people talk about it.
Oh, don't you?
Nah.
What do you normally do?
Just fucking skirt it.
Nah.
No, it's because people aren't interested in listening to people sell their shit. And if you listen to a lot of podcasts, they're literally just people going on, not talking about themselves, not talking about their journey, not talking about what they believe in. They're literally just talking about the thing they do and then trying to do a pitch.
This is why I don't allow selling on my show.
Well, you have to. You have to avoid it because if you have it, it just ruins it instantly.
I'm more than happy. Obviously, at the end, you came on. I say, like, get in touch with Alex about this and all that stuff. But it's more it's you to provide the value of your knowledge. Yeah. That is selling in itself.
No, exactly.
But for me, I don't want people coming on and being like, look at me and
buy my thing. Buy my thing,
people. That's not.
Because in recruitment, there's a shitload that are just that, and then you look at them, and the next week, that's who's sponsoring it, and it's just. What's the point?
I want people to gain from it and to learn. I'm learning from it. And, every week, every guest I have on, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to take that. Yeah. I enjoy just having the people I have on. It's fun.
Yeah.
But I want to provide value. I don't want people to be watching and being like, oh, I'm not getting anything from this. Or I've had one little nugget and then I've just been pitched at.
Yeah.
So I'm quite thing about it.
Yeah, but it's the way to go because otherwise people just get bored of it, don't they? They just go, nah.
Well, they're just going to stop watching. And what does that What
Wasting
benefit
your
does that
time.
do to me? And I don't sell anything.
No.
I'm barely speaking, really.
No, you're just
But it's still
giving a nudge.
Yeah, but it's still good for me to do it. But like I say, I take a lot from it anyway.
Have you got another one going out?
This week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pre-recorded,
Yeah.
like the one I did with you. But as you know, I just make it live. It's like it's live. Don't edit it.
Just press play.
Yeah, I'm not going to miss a week. There's one scheduled to go out tomorrow.
Who's on it
No,
tomorrow?
no. Tomorrow's... What day is it today?
Monday.
Wednesday.
Fine. It's Monday today, isn't it? See, I don't know what bloody day it is.
I know. I question myself all the time at the moment.
Yeah.
Last Tuesday, I was training a group and I was like saying it was Wednesday. And they're like, it's Tuesday. It's like, fuck.
I was still pretty sure it's February not that long ago. And somebody told me no.
I
we're
wish it
middle of
was, because I'm going to be 35 on Sunday and I'm not coping too well. Well, I'm like, you know, when you say you're 5 years off 40, and it sounds like, wow.
I'm 2 years off 40. My wife has informed me that next year I'm 40. There's only 2 months between us in age, but she's February and I'm December the 28th. And yeah, she's going, yeah, in a year you're 40, like next year.
But you know what I'm going to start doing? Because of this whole belief, tell yourself something is true. I'm just going to start telling everyone I'm 27.
Just go 21.
No, I think I'm pushing it with 21. 27's more believable. I'm just going to start telling people it.
Well, no one's going to argue. No one's going to
Good.
go, fuck off, you look 80. They're just going to go, okay.
Bloody better not. Paid for enough Botox.
That was one of the first things we ever spoke about.
I know. Was
Yeah,
it?
yeah, one of the first things. I was like, I don't understand why people do this. And you went, well, I do it. I was like, well, good for you. Still don't understand it.
Was it? Are you sure? Was it?
100%, yeah.
Ah. What, on LinkedIn?
No, we had a call. Don't know what we were calling about, something.
Oh, no, we were... what was it about? I wanted you to come on the show.
Oh, fine.
Because, who had... Mike Ames.
Fine.
He started all of this.
I like Mike Ames.
Yeah, I like Mike Ames.
He's coming tomorrow, next
Yeah.
day.
He started all this. So he told me that I should connect with you.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to do a bit of a battle on my show.
He wants to
Contingency against retained.
So he wants to do a battle on his show with me and him. And I will do it.
That's what he wanted to do, get you both on and me mediate.
Yeah.
Or get Kirsty to do it, either one.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah, so he
I
still
think you
wants
need to do it.
that, and I will do it.
So what side would you be on?
I'm pro for 360 because...
Oh, sorry, this was it. Not contingency retained.
Yeah,
it was
no, it's
360, 180.
Yeah.
I think just
And-
let people do what they want to do.
But also 360 is materially better and it's being proved now. So the factory model works if you've got massive clients and loads of work. But the second work dries up, your agency dies.
You've got people that need babies spoon feeding.
And so what's happening now? The world's going... You can turn it off, by the way. We're just chatting now.
Can we do a little outro-y?
I did it at the last question bit. So if we need to do outros, I'll just randomly film it afterwards. Because if it's good enough for fucking Logan Paul and people like that just filming it randomly, we'll just do that. Like,
Just didn't know if you wanted to do a little thank you for coming.
You're not going to thank me for
well, I'm not on a fucking camera.
unbelievable.
Yeah, true.
Thank you for coming, Kay.
Thanks for having me.
Love you.
Love you.